Thank you. Let me now ask Nan Walden, Vice President and Counsel, Farmers Investment Corporation Company. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Congressman Giffords, and other members. I'm here today with my husband, Dick Walden, president of this agricultural enterprise founded by his father almost 75 years ago. Today, the third generation of our family, including daughter and son-in-law, are active in the company, along with partners of third generation and 250 permanent employees, many of whom are second and third generation. We are one of the larger employers in our county of Pima. FICO owns approximately 7,000 acres in the Santa Cruz Valley, of which about 4,500 is under cultivation for pecan nuts, a nut native to North America. We are the largest pecan grower and processor in the world, active in an international and both national and international trade. We have great concerns about sustainability and mining of public lands in the Santa Rita mountain range of the Coronado National Forest, largely because of the water use. As multi-generation farmers and stewards of the land in this region, we know that the value of land and the value of water are inseparable. It takes water to grow pecans, and FICO uses large amounts of water. However, unlike every other industrial, agricultural, and residential user in Arizona, mines are unregulated water users. Due to the inadequacies of the 1872 mining law and Arizona groundwater code, mines face no legal restrictions or limits on the amount of water they can extract from an aquifer or the length of time they can continue pumping. Mines have a different approach than farmers to water. They take unlimited amounts of drinking quality groundwater and turn it into a waste dump for rock and tailings disposal, creating a toxic pit that they are not required to restore. We've made many efforts locally on sustainable water use. 2 years ago, FICO was a founding member of the Upper Santa Cruz Providers and Users Group, which assembled the largest providers, water companies, and users together to work on a common plan. Along with Pima County, we've come up with a plan to get the Santa Cruz aquifer back to sustainable balance by 2030, even with anticipated residential growth. However, if more mines are permitted, along with unregulated water use by them in the Santa Ritas, all this work will be for naught. Those who wish to convert agricultural lands to development must, under Arizona law, do extensive hydrological studies to prove up an assured 100-year water supply. This is to assure the aquifer is not overpumped, but mines have no similar obligation. In fact, mines do not even have to declare a realistic mine life. We're not opposed to mining. I think from the picture we have behind us, you can see that our communities have done their share to contribute to mining for the national good. However, we do oppose mining in the Santa Ritas because of the range's role in protecting our scarce water resources and unique ecosystem. We already have the Asarco, Mission, and Pima mines, the subject of multiple takeovers and bankruptcies. We have the Twin Buttes mines, inactive but unrestored, and we have Freeport-McMoran's Sierrita mine with a leaking sulfate plume into our groundwater and subject to a mitigation order by our Arizona Department of Environmental Quality. For all these reasons, based on our direct experience of over 50 years, we support the withdrawal from mining of public lands in H.R. 2944. We also support reform of the antiquated 1872 mining law, and particularly the House bill sponsored by Congressman Rahal. We were privileged earlier this year to testify before the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee, chaired by Senator Mark Udall on behalf of Chair Jeff Bingaman, and I ask that that testimony also be included in the record. What are the economic impacts of mining in Arizona? Mining has been touted as a great benefactor and job creator in Arizona. While this may have been true in past times, the modern reality is very different. As you can see from this pie chart, according to the Department of Commerce in Arizona, less than 1/3 of 1% of jobs in Arizona from 2005 to 2009 were related to mining. By contrast, during the same period, almost 10% of the jobs in Arizona were related to the leisure and hospitality industry, and this sector is growing rapidly. This trend is especially pronounced in southern Arizona. Tourism provides 40,000 jobs annually to southern Arizona residents. Ecotourism, heritage travel, and an interest in local culture, foods, and wines are fueling this growth. Visitors contribute $3 billion to our local economy annually. The wildlife and scenery that you see in these photos in the Santa Ritas are a major draw. It is also sobering to contemplate the detrimental impact of additional mining on the multi-billion-dollar real estate industry in southern Arizona. Friends of ours in the industry say that disclosure law now requires them to warn potential buyers of effects of present and future mining, including loss of scenic vistas, mine tailings, dust, health effects, blasting noise and vibrations, traffic, and water availability. Our Chamber of Commerce reports the #1 question from visitors is there adequate quality water here? If the State Department of Water Resources reopens the 100-year water supply certificates of landowners on both sides of the Santa Ritas due to the unlimited pumping potential of new mines, it will wreak havoc on our property values in the Santa Cruz Valley and perhaps even in Tucson. If new mines degrade groundwater quality, 1 million residents of Metro Tucson could be affected. A recent GAO study showed that in Arizona alone there are 50,000 abandoned hard rock mining sites. In summary, Arizona's economy is shifting away from the old 3 C's of copper, cattle, and cotton to sustainable endeavors like preventative health care, tourism, travel, green technologies, and high technologies. Arizona's beauty and climate help to attract an educated workforce and support our universities. If we destroy our water resources and environment that support our economy in southern Arizona, we will be eating our seed corn, as the farmers say. We're grateful to you, Chairman Grijalva, as well as Congressman Giffords and your colleagues for having the vision to sponsor this legislation so vital to the present and future generations of southern Arizona.